Thank you.
So I'm Gina and I'm interviewing Jacky for the role of working class officer. Let's find out a bit more about the role.
Working Class Officer. The Working Class and Social Mobility Officer is a relatively new position at USU, created following a referendum in 2017 to 2018. The officers advocate for and represent the interests of students from lower socioeconomic backgrounds on campus, run the Working Class and Social Mobility Network, creating opportunities for working class students.
So Jacky, if you'd like to briefly introduce yourself.
Sure, my name is Jacky Tran and I'm a first year student doing BA Social Political Sciences, and I obviously come from a working class background. So I was an student ambassador for the Access Project. So this is a charity who works with disadvantaged children from disadvantaged backgrounds to obviously get them access to higher education. This is a thing I'm very, very passionate about because I obviously had my own struggles getting access to higher education, and without such charities like the Access Project, I wouldn't be here today possibly.
So those are projects outside of the university. What makes you believe that the university needs a working class officer?
That's a very good question. So the working class role itself is controversial, but I think obviously as a first year student coming to university, I've been to the network and they really helped me to feel welcome and part of the university, and working class students often feel quite unrepresented, and it's very important that they are represented in every way possible, as we will talk soon.
That's great. So it says in your manifesto that you want to run campus-wide campaigns on issues that appeal to all students. What do you feel is the biggest issue facing working class students right now, and how do you aim to tackle this?
There are many issues that are facing working class students right now. So most people will be aware that the current SAB officer secured a 5% rent reduction on university-owned student accommodation. This may sound to the average person not good progress, but it's about having patience and keeping up the fight, because getting these changes is not really easy as well. I also want to look into continue the work of Bustis, so getting better transport services in York, which will be a long-term thing, and likewise with Break the Circuit, so the floors with Circuit Laundry, where many students, including myself, often experience a very bad service with Circuit Laundry.
A lot of those things that you've been speaking about affect all students. Why do you think they affect working class students in particular?
Yes, obviously they affect all students in particular, but in terms of working class students in particular, it obviously affects them a lot because you got to have decent access to public transport, but not have to pay too much for laundry, because at the moment it's ridiculous. Students are expected to pay a ridiculous amount no matter what background you're from, and that's really not fair.
Amazing. So the working class officer is quite a controversial role, like you said. One topic of debate is that people think the working class officer can actually create more divide between classes instead of minimise it. What would you say to this?
That's a very good point. It ties in quite nicely with one of my manifesto points, which the biggest one I'd say is to make sure that the network is non-partisan. So at the moment, there's obviously quite a lot of stigma and perception that the network is tolerating a particular political view, but it isn't. Everyone's views are tolerated and respected, and the fundamental thing is the network should stand up for working class people to make sure that they feel represented and be a safe haven where they can get help and access and support, to have a place where people can share their experiences and really feel welcome at university.
Mm-hmm. And briefly, you've got about 20 seconds left. Why should people vote for you?
People should vote for me because I'm very enthusiastic. I do a lot of campaigns, and it's really time for change now, and it's really time for change. So if you want action and change, vote for me. Yes, we Tran.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll head back over to Tom, who's talking to a candidate